With you this morning during the meditation.
Can't hear you very well, Greg.
Hello.
All right.
So I invite you to make yourselves comfortable in whatever position you choose. Just let the stillness fall gently across your shoulders. And I invite us all to reach back to a moment or a place that was full of joy. The joy of a graduation, a wedding, a new car, a new place, Paris, Orlando, Disneyland, in a magnificent cathedral. And now as we make ourselves comfortable, notice our feet being supported by the floor. And our calves, our knees are relaxed. Our thighs, the backside as we sit on the chair, supports us. Up our back, our trunk, to our shoulders, just let them gently relax. And our arms and elbows, forearms, wrists, all the way out to the tips of our fingers. Just relax. Up our neck, back of our head, and across our scalp. Just relax. Our ears, our forehead, let our eyes rest gently in their sockets. Relax the corners of our eyes. Our cheeks. Let our tongue rest gently on the floor of our mouth. Relax the corners of our mouth. And in this state of relaxation, I invite us to call forth that moment of joy we visited a few moments ago. What was it about that experience that made it joyful? The place, the time, the person. Savor the flavor of that joy. Now we'll have some silence. As the sound of the fountain, the gurgling water brings us to the present. I invite us to explore more deeply those feelings of joy, to pour joy into the room, to open our hearts, allow the joy of love to pour into us. as I feel this room full of love. It's poured into each of us by this divine presence, some call God. I invite us to take this love, this joy, and send it to those in need. Perhaps someone in our family, someone who slept under a bridge in Albuquerque last night. Love, compassion. With the disasters we call Los Angeles, Florida, North Carolina, Gaza, Ukraine, everywhere where love is needed, I send it there. For our leaders, for those whose lives are violence, I send them love and peace. And for us all, blessings of love, peace, and compassion. The strings of the guitar bring us back to the present. As we conclude our journey together, I know that all is well. As you're comfortable doing so, feel free to open your eyes. And remember the joy that is this place. We didn't do the opening with this, so we'll close with it. All is well. Thank you.
Get grounded.
I'll see if there's one in here.
Come on, honey.
I am one spirit of joy. I am one spirit of joy. I open my heart. I open my heart. I let joy be my guide. I let joy be my guide. I am one spirit of joy. 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 I open my heart. I open my heart. I let joy be my guide. I am one spirit of peace. I am one spirit. I am one spirit of peace. I am one spirit. I open my heart. I open my heart. I open my heart. I let peace be my guide. I am one spirit of peace. I am one spirit. I am one spirit. I am one spirit. I open my heart. I open my heart. I let peace be my guide. I am one spirit of love. 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 I open my heart. I open my heart. I let love be my guide.
And not realize that interrupt service.
I let love be I am one.
Here, oh, what is volume? It's like sometimes according to their camera, different volumes.
I let love be my guide. I let love. I am one spirit of love. I am one spirit of love. I am one spirit of love. I am my heart. I am my heart. I let love be my guide. I am one spirit of joy. I am one spirit of joy. I am one. I open my heart. I open my heart. I let joy. I see. I am one spirit of joy. I am one. I am one spirit of joy. I am one. I open my heart. I open my heart. I am one spirit.
I used to crochet, I used to knit, I used to sew machine in my hand.
Yeah. I am one spirit.
Even longer than that, I just sort of lost my
I
creative
am
energy. Yeah.
But someone said common ground, so it's great. But
Oh,
limitless. Just
the library, different branches, like they do like craft swap and stuff. Yeah, you learn stuff, and other people can take it, and then you know,
That's good to know because I end up with a lot of stuff I just
yeah. Like whenever I look at those little posters when you come in, like I don't know what part of town you're in, but like Columbus.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
What do you want?
All right, good morning, folks. We just want you to know that there are things for you to grab if you want to grab something and sit at the table or sit in a chair. There's coffee and there's some refreshments this morning.
Oh my gosh. Have you been?
Good luck as time goes on getting it back. See, she's awake. She didn't know it. It's where yours is.
Oh, I think it is. You're right.
Just tell me to do something.
Good morning, Rio Grande Spiritual Community Center, or whatever we're calling ourselves, since we have had the wonderful merger with Unity and RGCSL. My name's Brian Kurtz. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm really glad to see everybody here. Come on in, sit down, turn off your noisemakers and clickers and poppers and beepers and ringers so that we can have a peaceful contemplative service today and get everything we're supposed to get out of it. If you're joining online, welcome. Thank you. I think my sweetie's probably out there somewhere. Together we are transforming our world with the power of love in action. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge some of those folks who are being love in action today. First of all, we got Annie Benjamin in the house today. Yeah. And we've got Doug and Noni doing greetings today. We've got food angels all over the place, but I'm not quite sure who. But there's an amazing spread of stuff that showed up on the tables so far today. Our spiritual practitioner, Greg Gardner, was leading meditation this morning. And Michelle Coleman and Greg and who else? Carmela is holding space and holding things in consciousness and prayer today. Reverend Gill is going to be hosting our celebration and delivering an inspirational message. Oh, and Talia will be leading us in our opening prayer today. I'm glad to see she's here, having recovered from or in process of recovering. It's birthday Sunday. If your birthday is in January, get ready to be February. Oh my God, I know. I've been in Southern California for a week. Things happen when I go there. But it is birthday Sunday. If your birthday is in February, welcome. Get ready to come on up. It's Special Hat Sunday. This is a summer hat for me, but darn it, I'm going to wear it because I could. Solid Grounds coming up. We've got Daniel Bowling is going to be playing this Friday, which is going to be phenomenal. If you don't know him, I don't know if you're into the folk scene at all, but the guy's played with Tom Paxton and all sorts of great bands. He's also in the Lamplighters. The Limelighters. And they're going to be coming to Albuquerque March 21st. Check that out when that happens. Some interesting, fun bookstore announcements. The Science of Mind magazine actually showed up finally. So given how late these are, Gilbert's saying buy them for 20% off while supplies last. The artist of the month is Marilyn O'Leary in the Spirit Bound bookstore. Thank you for being you and bringing your love to the world. Her new book is called Good Bread. It's not made by Barbara, but it's good bread. A lot of good stuff baking in there. Check out the bookstores. We got some more handmade chakra candles, chakra stones, herbs, essential oils with 2 chakra necklaces. And the $5 and $10 used book bag sale is going on in the social hall. When you walk through the doors, look a little bit to your left and you will see a sign that will make your head go, huh. If you don't understand that, go through the door and check it out after services and you will understand there's a whole bunch of really great books there. Just for the record, Spirit Bound Bookstores contributed $5,000 thanks to you and everybody else working last year. Pretty enormous. Wanted to make sure that got spoken. Yeah. And in 2 weeks, on the 16th, we're going to have a town hall meeting right after service. And right after that, we're having our blood drive from noon to 4. There's a sign-up sheet right over there where Noni is, right behind Noni on that little table. Find the sign-up sheet there. If not, you can go to the newsletter online and sign up. And Cheryl Ray's saying there's a sign-up sheet right over here, too. Okay.
Brian, just so you know, it's not one here. It's right here.
Oh, it's right there? Oh, okay. I thought I saw one on the little shelving right behind Noni there as well. Anyway, please be there for the blood drive. Is Kim Peabody here today? Has Kim shown up? She was going to be our healer today. Hopefully she'll be here. Look for Kim. And check out the exchange table, which continues to cycle through. More fun stuff. Check that out. And what am I leaving out? Oh, Inner Perspective series is coming with Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana. It's going to be Wednesdays, February 5th through the 26th, 5 to 6:30 in person here. And for more announcements, check out your newsletter. Thanks.
So let us go into our interior space, as Meister Eckhart would say. There within, in that place of pure love, sublimity, ecstasy, incredible joy and isness. It is a place where allness lives. It is a place where oneness is. It is that place of joy and floating. When you float with space and spirit, and mind stops and heart only flows. It is a place of bubbling up with miracles. And it is a place where we join together in service, as we do now here at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. And so it is today with great joy and peace and hope and knowingness of the oneness and the love that we all are and come in to share, that I welcome all here, online, in other realms, and those to come. They're so funny. They're making jokes. So welcome everyone. Enjoy the service. So be it. So it is.
All right, everybody, get up on your feet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Yeah. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. Yeah, one big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody. Get up on your feet. Yeah. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. Yeah. One big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Woo! We are blessed to have Annie with us today. Thank you all for being here. My name is Gil, and I am the spiritual director here, and my pronouns are he and him. We always like to touch on a few basic things that we anchor to in this New Thought CSL and Unity community here. And first of all, there's only one power in the universe. I think most of us can agree on that without too much trouble. It may look different or here to be described differently by different people, but it's still only one. And one of the things we do is enhance our awareness of our connection to this divinity through prayer and meditation and learning and service and community. And because our thoughts are creative, we encourage everyone to keep an eye on your thoughts. Often we think stuff and we think, oh, that's terrible, that's whatever. And we just kind of build it up to something it's not. So if we can maintain our thoughts in a positive direction, it changes our entire life. And we know that everything around us, everything we see, is an expression of love. Sometimes it looks like a loving expression, and sometimes it looks pretty messy, but it's always love. And finally, each one of us is whole, perfect, and complete, right where we are, right where you are, right where you are, whole, perfect, and complete. So there's nothing to add, nothing to find, nothing to fix, just some opportunities to open up to the fullness of who we are. So with that, I am honored to welcome you. And if you're new with us online, if you haven't been with us before, please let us know. Sign in on the chat. And those of us in the room, we want to welcome everyone. If there's anyone new with us that wants to admit that they're new, we would be happy to recognize you. And we are going to bless you and each other together right now. We're going to rub our hands together. We're just going to send this out to one another. So we see you. We know who you really are. You are that divine emanation of spirit. You are love. You are peace. You are joy. Welcome home.
Well, I've been singing this song, and I felt like I wanted to sing it for y'all today. I love this song. I used to sing it with my little sister, and it's a song by the Judds called Love Can Build a Bridge. And if y'all want to sing with me, please do. I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite that I have to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. All your hopes are sinking. Let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly that every heart would understand. Love and only love can join the hearts of men. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. We believe in the power of love. Can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Yes, love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? I sure think it's time.
Well, as luck might have it, I kind of lost my place in this lovely book. So would you just bear with me for a moment and know all is well as we go scouting. So the reading today is from Richard Rohr's new Eager to Love. And as the topic is interbeing, it is what is that interbeing? And so this begins with something that you're not unfamiliar with. What you see is what you are, right? And so we're going to meander a little bit. It says, all being can correctly and rightly be spoken of with one voice. What I am, you are also, and so is the world. Creation is actually one great symphony of mutual symphony. Or as Augustine used to say, in the end, there is only God loving himself. And so it is that I must know that I am, at least in part, the very thing that I am seeking. In fact, that is what makes me seek it. Moving forward a little bit, it is in Franciscan mysticism that we must not just be in love, but remain in love. It is actually to be eager to love, so that we want to see love and goodness in the world around us. And then we can remain in peace and be in peace. We can see and find peace and be in peace. Remain in beauty and honor beauty. Love all and be one with all. The concept of remaining or abiding moves us out of the esoteric realms of doctrine into that moral inner place beyond we are that loving person in mind, heart, body, and self. And then we will see and we will be eager to love every day that is. And that is all. Thank you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I forgot. We're now going to have a couple of minutes in silence. Excuse me, as you think about being. We're going to have a couple of minutes in silence as you think about being in that interior space where you can be in love, remain in love, choose to love whatever, whoever, however it is that it comes up. Because this is about what you are bringing forward so that you can then receive this as well as others. So let's just take a moment there. And how is it that we can remain in love? Thank you. I hope I leave you eager to love.
There's a train they call glory. I can hear it roll down the tracks tonight. And it's going to a place they call a holy. I'll be jumping aboard that train come morning light. Just follow the Jordan River then go out on your own. Believe in faith and the promise of love, and then you find a place called home. There's a bend in the river, summer's grass is high. The farmer reaps the fruits of labor, and the wise soul contemplates the sky. Oh, follow the Jordan River and go out on your own. Believe in faith and the promise of love, and then find a place called home. I've been dreaming dreams in fitful sleep, oh, just waiting for a sign. Sitting still on the back porch until that winter comes rolling down the line. There's a train they call glory, I can hear it rolling down the tracks tonight. Going to a place they call home. I'll be jumping aboard that train come morning light. Just follow the Jordan River, then go out on your own. Believe in faith and the promise of love, and then find a place called home. Find a place called home.
Annie Benjamin. Thank you. Woo. Wow. Well, we miss Susan, but you know, it's a pretty good second.
She's amazing. Susan's amazing.
I know, and so are you. So thank you for being here. Ah, yes. Oh, well, good morning. We are talking about interbeing this morning. Has anybody ever heard the term? Yeah? Okay. I wasn't as familiar with the term when I first saw it. I mean, I get what it means after I researched that a little bit, but I wasn't familiar with the term. And basically it comes out of a Buddhist tradition, and it is the concept of everything being connected. Everything is connected everywhere. Think about that for a minute. Everything is connected everywhere. So what we do here today affects other things. Now, that, you know, it's the butterfly in this side of the ocean that creates the storm on this side of the ocean. It's that kind of idea, and it's also really it's really a heady thing if you get into like quantum physics and you start to see that actually different particles connect to other particles seemingly with no way of being connected in different places, and one has an action here and action there. And then we get into the idea that something that is observed is changed by being observed. That's a bit of a connection. That means just my mere presence somewhere affects the outcome. Just your mere presence. So, we've seen it multiple places, multiple ways. Who remembers news about the ash cloud in Iceland and the airplanes? Right. So many air flights were changed and grounded and canceled because of a volcanic eruption. Now, what did that do to all the people traveling? What did that do to the airlines? What did that do to the animals and birds in the area? What did that do? It's a piece of something that's seemingly irrelevant, and yet it's totally relevant. And this idea of interconnectedness and interdependence, if we really think about it, it gets kind of gritty. We get down to that place where we realize that everything we do makes a difference. Makes a difference somehow in our world, in our environment. I don't know how familiar you are, but I remember when the wolves were eradicated from Yellowstone National Park. And the thought is, okay, so this happened. What could be the big deal? And what's fascinating is that the entire ecosystem changed. There was a lot of problem with runoff and watersheds because now we had a higher population of deer, etc., which was tracking through and loosening the dirt and knocking out the grass that was holding it in place. And we have all these different things that happened. And it was not simply that you had an increase in a certain animal because of the other one being absent. Everything changed. Everything. And the fascinating part was when they reintroduced finally the wolf into the area, it immediately started to shift back. And I was reading that, and I didn't think about this, but it's a similar situation with elephants on the savannah because they chew down the trees, they keep everything trimmed down, and it's an entirely different environment if you remove that animal. And so then what happens when you have a totally different environment? Who lives there? Well, the animals, the grasses, all the things that were there now have to adjust and figure out how do we survive in this space. And some of them do really well, which means that they mess up some other stuff. Some of them do poorly, which means certain other things that were supposed to happen aren't happening. So there's this whole thing that goes on because of it. So Chief Seattle said this: humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect. And I was talking with someone yesterday about, I think it was yesterday, a couple days ago, about, what's going on in the world, what's going on politically, what's happening. And they were saying, it's almost like there's this karmic thing happening to the country. I mean, this stuff is coming back to us. And I thought for a moment, it made me think, yeah, I mean, we live in a country that was based on eliminating people and pushing people out. and bringing in people against their will. So, and that's the people. Then we go to the environment and all of that. And so if you think about it, if there's a karmic response to that, if there is some debt to pay in that, we certainly have one. And I'm guessing it's larger than what we consider our national debt. So, but that it's so connected anyway. I mean, everything that we have now, every place that we are now, you know, we're living on the land that others lived on before. We are here as a result of wars that happened in various places, some of them against the people that live here, some of them then against outside places. All of these things have affected us. And so the interconnection is so deep. It's so deep. And we're taught, anybody ever taught, be independent? Yeah. You heard the term, you know, well, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Yeah. No, because we really aren't interdependent. That is the lie. That's the trick, is that we think we're independent. And that not only causes us to probably inflict harm, albeit unintentionally, on others and other things, but it also causes us to inflict harm on ourselves because we're too afraid to work with what's going on in us because we have to do it ourselves and we can't talk to anyone else about it. And there's all of that stuff that we hold inside and we don't deal with. And if we don't deal with it, where does it end up? It ends up, exactly. Poof. It ends up on whoever's convenient. Sometimes that's your spouse, your parents, your friends. It could be anybody. Could be your boss, and then of course that could end up being not your boss anymore. I mean, things happen, and it just comes out because we don't deal with it. And so this interconnectedness is something we have to grapple with and understand and realize that everything that we are touching changes things. So this morning when you all came in, I noticed something, that the connections with people changed because everybody was gathered around the table with food and grabbing things and talking to one another as they came into the room. And so suddenly a little change of how we set up and what's available shifts how people got along, how people not got along, but how people got involved with one another, right? Change that completely. And if you weren't here, I'm sorry, we didn't have snacks for you. But there were some here, I promise. So, and of course, whenever there's a message to be given, those of us who are giving it get to live it. So, this week, on Tuesday afternoon, Robin and I had been to a lovely lunch with a couple of people from the center. We'd gone and gotten the oil changed in our car. We'd left our godson at the movie theater to keep him entertained while we were doing all these said things. And we were driving to pick him up, and boom! We weren't driving anymore. My 2008 Saturn was totaled. And in an instant, everything shifted. But I started thinking about how fascinating that is, because I don't know what was happening with the person driving the other car. I don't know what was going on in their life. And I'm guessing there were multiple things going on which affected how they were driving and what that was going on. And there were different things going on in me affecting how I made decisions about what I was going to do in the situation. But then as a result of that, suddenly we had tow truck drivers who had to come and get us. So their day gets changed. Not to mention the police officer that came and spent time with us. Not to mention all the people that were stuck at the corner where we were sticking out in the road as we messed around figuring out what to do. And all those people were delayed to whatever they were doing. And then the insurance companies. And I've talked to I don't know how many people from insurance companies over the last week. All of them have jobs because I had an accident. Right? What would they be doing? They'd be sitting at their desk waiting for something. Everything that happens depends on other things happening. Everything that happens for us depends on what other things get into the mix. And so that requires us to be grateful. Now, I didn't mention that this also required Nancy to give up about 2 or 3 hours of her afternoon to come pick us up and get us home. But it affects everyone else, everything else in our world. So I know I'm guilty of this. I love paper towels. I like to use them. They're convenient. They're easy. What am I affecting in our world, in our environment, because I use paper towels? Right? Well, there's a lot of things that are affected. What trees are being used? What wood is possible? What paper products are possibly being recycled to go into those paper towels or not? How are those paper towels ending up in a landfill? What is happening? All those pieces, because I like to use paper towels. Yeah, it's silly, isn't it? So we make choices every day to do things and to interact with people, and every choice has an effect. And so we have to find a way to walk through our world in compassion and understanding and realizing that most of us are making decisions without even knowing that it has an effect on anything else. Certainly not having been taught that we should be thinking about what that effect is. So we have to interact with people from that place. Now, before we finally left the accident scene after the tow truck came to pick up the car, I ended up hugging the woman that had run into us. And I thought about it, and the whole time I wasn't angry. And I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Because I could see myself, certainly at a younger time, when I would have been upset. Would have been really upset. I would have been scared. I would have been lots of things. And I really just took it as this is what it is. And so now we move forward. And what do we do? And what are the connections we get to make? I get to meet someone that I wouldn't have met. I get to talk to people I wouldn't have talked to before. I get to have an interaction with APD, which was very positive, and I'd never had one, and so that was great. I hear a lot of things about them that aren't necessarily positive, and it was good to have a positive interaction and just go, okay, it's good. And if we can come into things with that, with compassion for others, knowing that we're all in this together, and what's the lesson they're bringing to us? What are they bringing to us? That's the thing, because there's always something to be gained and learned from what's happening in our life, in our world. And when things come into it, we get to go, what is it? What is it? John Muir said, when one tugs at a single thing in nature, he finds it attached to the rest of the world. One single thing. And I wanted to share this actually. Martin Luther King. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. Think about that. Until we become who we're called to be, we are holding others back from becoming who they are called to be. You've ever heard the idea that you're denying the world your gifts? You're not willing to, because maybe you don't think you're that good at whatever the thing is, or you're afraid, or you feel, it's like, well, how do I talk to that person? I don't know them. I'm not sure I should. Whatever the situation is, or you're really good at some particular thing, but you don't want to let people know because of whatever, and you deny the world your gifts. And the world needs your gifts. Every person out there has something that they're depending on from you that will allow them to become more of the person they are called to be. And I believe that's the case with our environment as well. Every time we think about what's happening in our environment and we think about how things affect things, we can make better choices. We can offer that little bit, which seems so insignificant and we think doesn't make a difference. And it does. It makes a difference. So when we think we're small, it's not true. God doesn't plan things. God is all that is. An infinite purpose is a mathematical, logical, philosophical, and spiritual contradiction. Therefore, by reason of the very nature of reality, it is necessary that the divine impregnates the human and lets it alone to discover itself. However, the human is still subject to the law of its being. In other words, God is everywhere present. It's not so much about God's plan to make things happen, it's about God expressing through all of us. It's about us showing up as spirit. It's about us embracing and embodying that truth of who we are. And so I think that's what we are called to be about in this time, on this day, in our life. And it doesn't have to be heady and big. It just has to be being true to who you are and allowing it to be okay to be who you are. So I am going to seek that more clearly in my own life, just from this week's experience, and think about things a little differently. And also know that whatever I have to bring is for a reason. Whatever is coming to me is for a reason. Whatever is happening is somehow spirit acting in the world. So I'm just going to invite us to take a moment and reflect and go into prayer. Invite our practitioners and ministers to stand and surround the room. As they stand and surround the room, I'm knowing that they are simply representing visually for us the truth that spirit is constantly present. So right here and right now, I am knowing that this time together is perfect and good. I'm knowing that spirit is present right here, right now. That everyone in this room, everyone who chose to not come, everyone who is online, all those who watch and find this tape in 20 years, it is absolutely perfect. It is the movement of spirit happening. And when those things happen, they affect the quality of life of everything. So let us be mindful, let us know that we must come with compassion, we must come with understanding, we must come with love to everything. And that means for ourselves and for one another and for our world and for the mice and for all of it. All of it. So I'm knowing right now that wherever love is, God is. Wherever each one in this room is, perfect and divine health, healing, and wholeness exists. That each one of us has inside the knowing, the understanding, the will to be the presence of Spirit in our environment, in our world, in all situations. So I'm declaring right here and now that each one has that power, that motivation to allow that to be who they are. And I know that each one is walking with truth. Each one of us is doing exactly what we can do. And as we continue to learn more, we do what we can do. And so each step of the way is blessed. We know that nothing is out of place, that everything is in perfect and divine place, perfect and divine order, that there is nothing missing. So knowing this to be the truth, knowing that each one of us is absolutely needed for the spirit of the world to express fully, I give thanks. I give thanks and I release this word into the law, knowing that it's done. There's nothing else to do but to allow ourselves to be. And so it is. So we have the opportunity now to move into our giving time. And I know I mentioned this last week. Some of you have your things that say you give online, and sometimes it's good just to remind ourselves of how we give and what we do. But if you have a gift with you of a monetary sort or any other gift that you are thinking of, just think of it, place your hand on your heart, and let us say the affirmation of abundance together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Did I skip a song? Did I skip a song? Oh, I skipped a song. Oh, how do you like them apples? Sorry about that, Annie. All right, so feel free to come forward to the baskets. Do what you need to do. Thank you.
Well, I was going to sing a song called I Am So Blessed, but I think I'll do another one called Life's Blessings, which is one that I wrote, and y'all can sing with me on it, because it doesn't work if we don't all sing together. So the lyrics are up here, and the chorus is, don't forget life's blessings. Keep love in your heart. Well, you know that life brings changes, and sometimes those changes come along when the timing don't seem right. But if you paid attention to your lesson, ooh, then you know that everything is gonna be alright. Here we go, y'all get to sing now. And don't forget life's blessings. Keep love in your heart. And sometimes that road you're traveling on, it goes on and on and on and on for miles. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And even the strongest souls can go astray. right here, I have everybody yell out what their blessings are. I'm really thankful today for the sun. It's gorgeous. Y'all yell out your blessings. Come on. I'm hearing some good ones. I get to sing for y'all too. And that singing is the greatest thing ever, y'all. So thank you so much. I really needed it today. And just when you think that you've seen the darkest, ever known by anyone, just you remember that those shadows, okay, yeah, they would not exist without the light from the sun. Everybody, don't forget God's blessings. Keep love in your heart. Let's sing it one more time. Don't forget God's blessings. Keep love in your heart.
We just remember those blessings as we bless what's come forward, and we give thanks. Am I on? Yep, I'm on. Okay, just remember. Sorry, I got myself lost.
You lost your.
Bless all of these gifts. Thank you, Spirit, for giving it, and we know that life continues to flow as us. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so speaking of gifts.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Oh, it's down here. See, no one tells me things. I don't know. Apparently I hit my head the other day. Forgot the song. I can't figure out what's wrong. Look, I looked down here, but I didn't look there. Okay. So today we get to celebrate the blessings that you are. And the way we're going to do that today is recognize everybody with a birthday in February. So who's got a birthday in February that wants to come forward so we can wish you a happy birthday? Come on up. And the next, wait, here they come slowly. They're coming slowly. All right, don't be afraid. Ah, there we go. All right, we got a lot of them today. Look at that. Yeah. So this is a good month.
Y'all feel like singing?
Oh, my mom, Robin's sister, and boy, all of you folks, thank you so much. So let's wish them a happy birthday.
Come on, y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Everybody up here.
Happy birthday to you. Woo. Is this one on? Okay, well that's all right. Let me make sure that this is on though, right? Yep, good. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is each one, I want to hear what your name and what you're claiming for this year. And so I'm going to sneak down and let you talk into the mic.
My name is Robin, and I'm claiming productivity and letting go of old stories.
All right.
Oh, I'm going to spend the year relishing with gratitude for the love of my wife, my family, and this community.
Thank you, guys.
Actually, you all are celebrating my birthday on the 16th with the blood drive, so I'm like really excited. So I am claiming transformation and prosperity. Thank you.
I am claiming what actually Gil Grateful just amazingly confirmed for me. I share my light with the world by boldly sharing my story and my gifts and my talents.
Thank you.
I'm Emmanuel. I'm claiming gentle, loving wisdom that I can share with my family.
I'm Grace, and I'm claiming that I will meet all my personal and spiritual goals this year.
I'm Jenny, and I'm claiming that I have 2 wonderful sons, and that this year will be full of joy and love. I hope.
Amen. Thank you all so much. Happy birthday. Sophia?
Okay. So, what a joy that we've been able to celebrate our birthdays together. He hands it to me and I hold it down. So we'll try again. You can hear me now, right? Oh, thank you very much. Well, it is a joy to see all your smiling faces today and a gift. And just remember, you all are the gift. And what a gift you are. And I am so grateful, and we are so grateful for you. And as part of that gifting, we have spiritual practitioners who are here who would like to do prayer with you if you would like. And there can be a place right here, right where Greg is, and Robin, and Carmela, who are ready and waiting for you. And in addition, you can also write down your prayer request in the back. And yes, last but not least, we'd like for you to join us in the social hall for company, conversation, fun, food, drink, and whatever else may come of that. So we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, and I know y'all know this song, so you have to help me on this one too. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you're still in our hearts. You still belong here. And if we don't see you, wherever you go, you're still in our hearts. You still belong here. And when you return, we'll still be right here. You're still in our hearts. You still belong here. You're still in our hearts. You still belong here.
Let's go out with this affirmation today. There we go. All right, so I receive the gifts of others.
I receive the gifts of others.
And I give my gifts freely.
And I give my gifts freely.
Go in peace. Thank you.
That's what the computer says, and I believe that computer. Everything tells me.
Crack me up! Oh my god!